Floss Tube, it's Kerry and Stitches. It's Friday the 19th of May. You said April then. This is Floss Tube 146. Welcome to my channel. Hello and welcome. Welcome if you're new and welcome back if you're returning. Returning? It's lovely to have you here with me. Clearly words are going to be a problem today. What's new? So, it's just going to be quite quick today. All our house renovations have been done. So we have a new boiler and our central heating system's been redone, and the living room's had all the plaster and it's been repainted from our subsidence issues, and so it's all fresh and new. So we haven't been having a good clean up and tidy up, and which has taken up a lot of my time, and I've also been incredibly tired from it. So part of the thing, just slightly new backdrop behind me, was that bookcase used to live where the giraffes are, and it's on a low table where the hamster lived. And in order to get all the furniture out of the living room, we put that on the table. I thought, table, so quite like that. So there it stays for now. So that's been done. So we're kind of working through the house and having a bit of a declutter and a tidy up and a full clean, and if I have to get on my hands and knees and clean another skirting board, you know, that kind of stuff. Kitchen and hall are next, so but that'll be in a few months' time because I'm tired. I've just got pictures left to go back up, so I've been going through and we've had loads of pictures since we moved in here 6.5 years ago. And other than the gallery, there are loads of pictures around the house that we never put back up. We had pictures up we had a kitchen diner in our old house, and we have pictures that were in there. They're still down there. So I'm gonna get those back up. We've got pictures of the kids to go up, so they're going back up. Yeah, I found things that we'd lost or mislaid in the move, like it's wedged in, like cross stitches wedged in between books and things like that, because a picture got knocked off the wall when we moved. A cross stitch frame cross stitch broke the frame, so I carefully put the cross stitch away somewhere safe and never couldn't find it. So anyway, I took every book off that bookcase to vacuum them and to dust them, and basically so we could lift the bookcase up. But I found it, and found some pictures of Lottie that I was looking for, and yeah, so it was good. I now will need shares and command hooks. So yes, to answer your question, Karen, I use command hooks for everything, or command strips. Every single one on that is hung up with command hooks and strips, mostly command strips. There's like the little heart is on a command hook. Christmas decorations go up with command hooks. We use them all over the place. I've never had anything fall off the wall. Well, I have had things fall off the wall, but that's because they haven't been put up properly, not because the command hooks have failed. Things like if there's a, you know, one of these standing up back things. So before this goes on the wall, I might not with this frame, so I think it recessed isn't enough. But sometimes I haven't got, I haven't taken those off the back, so they don't always stay up. Yeah, well, they do. I've had one come off the wall, which was the brand sampler there, because it had a thing on the back, and once I took that off, it's been fine, and it's been up there for 3 years, and they've been moved around and put back up. Yeah, so command hooks all the way. I don't have a problem. I have a share. I should need shares in them. I've used so many of them. We literally have a pot on the go all the time with command hooks in it, and I've been and bought some more this week. I'm trying Wilko own ones. I'm not sure that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we'll give it a whirl. Yeah, I don't have any problem. I just tend to ignore the weight limits on them and just go big is better, unless it's like one of the little teeny tiny squares, and I'll just use the small ones. It's fine. So the big ones, I mean, a lot of mine aren't framed with glass, so that obviously reduces the weight quite considerably, but this wasn't a deliberate thing, but Oh, I stuck it to the table now. There we go. Okay, so Main Street. Finished this a few years ago, probably 3 years ago. It's framed. It's quite heavy. As you can see, it's got glass on it. Took this off the wall. There's the command hooks. So I'd say, oh, there's the large ones. Ignored the weight, just put the large one. Ignored the weight in that I could probably get away with less command hooks, but I don't. I tend to go up because I'd rather it be secure. So there we go, command hooks on it. And that's never come down. We joked that it would, but it never has. So my Main Street, it's a Country Cottage Needlework series, and there we go. And I did it to theme, I themed it as a Gilmore Girls one because of the gazebo. So there you go. I was upstairs fishing for a chart and found that one. Oh, I'll bring that down for a bit of show and tell. Yeah, I might as well show you the other one I unearthed while we're at it. So I stitched this probably 10 years ago, and let's just say, I mean, the back's pretty neat, but I'd used masking tape, just plain old masking tape, to stick it down to something in a very poor fashion, and it's got a few, it needs a bit of a wash first before I do it, but it's got some spots on it. This is Art Nouveau Window by Holbein. Can't remember. It's actually a hand-drawn chart as well. It's got some Cryonic. Oh, I don't know if it's got Cryonic or whether it's PTB, and it's also got blending filament in it. So the top, it's very pretty. And I also have the other window to my stash. So yeah, it's a bit tatty, but that's the back. That's pretty good. I'm pretty impressed by that actually. I haven't looked at the back. So here you go, me for a tidy back for Police Black work. Yeah. So it gotten, I say the frame got broken, and I'd had a blue mount. It had a blue mount on it, like that. And I'd popped that in a plastic bag, and it was sandwiched between books. So I'm going to reframe it in here. So that's the plan for next weekend, the Daily 30 FFO weekend. So busy. I think I've got 21 finishes planned for next week, including 5 refinishes. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 5, maybe 5, depends. I need to, can't say, oh, Coffee Drinkers Confession, top corner there. I want to get in a smaller frame so I can make some space. I can get a custom frame done for it. Right, I've rambled on for 8 minutes and you've seen hardly any stitching. So I've had 4 finishes, 5 finishes, 4 finishes. So I've kind of half-heartedly been doing Mania this year. So my first, I got Lottie to pick my first pick. I was going to do a starter week plus ABC. My first pick was, she picked Snowy String by, that's not much better, Lizzie Kate. I've had these in my stash for such a long time and kitted. Well, I have the fabric kitted. It's my own conversion based on kind of the colours. So there we go, that's the finish on that. This is 32 count Star Sapphire, which I've done all of the strings on. It was this summer earlier this year, and Thanksgiving. So the last one I haven't, the only ones I haven't done out of the set, I think, are the cat and dog, and I've done the Christmas one, and I've put Buzzy out this week, and then I did the spooky string, and yes, that is how much fabric I had left. Slightly misjudged that one. I knew it was going to be shorter because this was kind of, you know, I did all those like that off a piece and then used that end of a bit to finish. So I knew it was always going to be like an inch, but obviously I misjudged it here. So, but it fits, it's fine. I haven't taken anything out. I'm going to make pillows with them. I can work with that. It's fine. It's fine. As I kept saying to Sharon, it's fine. It will be okay. So, I didn't really show you spooky string properly, did I? Spooky string. Did I change anything? Oh, the only thing I... Snowy String didn't have any orange in it, and the penguin was supposed to have had the red. So I put some, made him an orange beak and things, and the snowman had a carrot nose rather than a fire nose. So, yeah. This was completely different colours. Well, not completely same sort of colour scheme, but love that floss is candy corn around the K, and I love how that's turned out. And I was literally stitching it in rows. I love how that's turned out. So, and I did put an extra colour in because I think that one was supposed to be, can't remember, but yeah, I put an extra one in. Love it. Really, really happy with that. So they're going to be FFO'd into little long skinny cushions like I've done with Buzzy. Yeah, so I'm really pleased to have that kind of off my, out of the box. So it's one of the things that's been partially kitted up for a very long time, probably at least 2 years. The finish was Nevermore by Lizzie Kate. Bit of a Lizzie Kate kick. Just Black DMC, I think. Was it Raven? Might be Raven, actually. Might be GAST Raven. This is on 14 count random die that I did myself, which I'm really pleased with, actually. So I'm using all the scraps of this for things that I'm using it up. And then, oh, the last piece I finished was from the Jubilee Joy series from Samplers and Stitches, and this is on 36 count Belly Bronze by Sparklies, and that is Happy and Glorious, which I finished on Coronation weekend. And I'm going to frame that one, and this one's going on the wall. The other two, the Jubilee ones, I think are going to stay in the box. I didn't do any with all the renovations happening kind of the week before the Coronation happened the week before all the renovations. Actually kind of happened in between, the weekend between. I didn't put a Coronation display up at all or anything this year. I put some bunting outside and that was my limit. So, okay, on to whips. Pixels That Made Us by Pick Stitch. Nearly there on the A. Nearly there. So basically done that bit from the kind of apex of the A there to the, so should be finished. It's about 300 stitches left, including all the back stitch, so I should get that done. I'll probably get that done this weekend because there's no Grand Prix due to the floods in Firenze. So rather than stitching a track for this weekend, I should be stitching that. So there we go. I did do a couple of Coronation starts. I did the freebie from Weeder Flower Creations. There we go, got that far with it. I just don't even know if I did the call for. I was using colours for another one, and I just went, oh, that's the same, it's fine. And I'm not stitching that background, so on a bit of purple fabric. My plan is there were lots of like single stitches. I think it calls for something crazy like 13 colours, because you got like a light blue and a dark blue and like one stitch in red and three different greens and a purple, and white, blue, blue, green, 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 gold, purple, red. Yeah, loads. Anyway, yeah, I think it's 13 colours all told. So I am going with yeah, 13. That was good, wasn't it? Two and then 2 yellows, black, white. So anyway, long story short, I am going to put beads in. So I just need to do that. So that basically around that, the beads, and then I need to put the Coronation bit in the bottom in the date. So there we go. That's a freebie. You can, Karen's website, or is it on her Instagram, not sure. Anyway, so not sure what oh yeah, that's the other one. Oh, have I got a no, I haven't even brought that in. So one of the old cross stitchers, I was doing the Coronation. I'll pop a picture in here. Which was the big band sampler from Cross Stitch magazine, and I can't remember who the designer was either, so there we go. So anyway, that was my start. That's 200 stitches, and I'm just doing the bottom 2 bands because no, 2 band, yeah, bottom 2 bands. There we go. So that's just 18 count white Ada. I've done a little bit, sorry, I haven't had any antihistamines this morning, my nose is really itchy. Autumn Towne, there we go. I've seen this one once or twice before, there we go. By Autumn Lane Stitchery on an 18 count fabric flare called Woodland. Yeah, Woodland, which is an exclusive to Lakeside Needlecrafts. There we go. That's where I'm at. I can't remember what I last stitched. Oh yeah. Get my hand in the right place. Yeah, I carry on with this house here. So I haven't done a lot on it this month, so I really do need to get cracking on that so I can meet my section for this month. Okay. And then we have Goth Chicken by Lindy Stitches. And this is on 32 count Galaxy by Jodyri Designs. And I got to there now. Look at me go. Except for the word goth and the candelabra in the wrong place. But I'm hoping I can fudge it because I'm lazy. So my plan is to stitch the rest of it, and then because obviously I can count word chicken off here, which will be right. And then the only thing I might struggle with is putting the rows in, but I reckon I can fudge it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So keen to get back to this one. It'll be nice. I started that on the 28th of April, and so yeah, it's had a bit of love, and I love it on this fabric. I think it looks really cool on my bird corner, which is below the bees. Bird and the bees. Not deliberate, just how it is. I've got to say, I mean, I don't think my wall has any rhyme or reason. Not really. No, copies there, copies up there. No, there is no rhyme nor reason, except the bees all ended up in the same place. And then the birds started, just kind of, that's how it happened. Anyway, oh, God, I'm dizzy from spinning around. Lottie picked this as a new start for her birthday. Be Humble, Be Happy, Be Humble, Be Kind by Primrose Cottage. And this is on a 32 count Murano, just plain white. And that's where I'm at. And I'm stitching it in the called for. So nearly done. Such a quick and like easy and calming stitch. Really enjoying that. And I'm also stitching supposed to be a letter a day on ABC. Sharon and I were doing this for Mania. I'm a week behind. I'm blaming the renovations. So there we go. And that's where I'm at with that. So as you can see, I've rounded the corner. This again, it's this excuse me, the same 32 count white Murano. So my plan today is to catch up and then go back to one a day. So I will finish it on the 26th. I insist. I insist. I don't know what I'm talking about today. I say I'm doing it in the called for. Oh, stash. There you go. Things you find. Okay. So basically everything I've started in Mania so far has gone into this bag. I'm having one more new start, and that is going to be Liz Matthews' Yonder. So that's it. So stash. Primrose Cottage had a chart, had a sale on on the Etsy store. I blame you, Sharon, entirely. So I brought I'd Rather Be Stitching. Entirely, Sharon. It's entirely your fault. You told me about the chat. I would have glossed over the fact. So, because I've been keeping an eye on it for a while out of Peakside and Patchwork, but it's been out of stock. So when those other two finishes, we're starting that one. And our plan is to basically have one on the go all the time. And I'll slowly get the rest of the series. I've got a lot of charts to catch up on for a lot of things I've agreed to stitch with Sharon lately. Threads. Meagre amount of threads. Yeah. The gold I needed for the Coronation sampler. Black, because I was like, I don't seem to have a lot of black. I need a cone of black. I need to buy a cone of black. And then the 304, because I couldn't find it in my stash. And I need that for the sampler. I'm assuming it's kitted up somewhere, but I was like, I can't be bothered. Can't be bothered to find it. I've got a chart. I just couldn't be bothered to look. And then we had cross stitcher $3.97, and then we've got bookmark corners. And they've pre-cut the Ada into triangles, so you know that's going to go horribly wrong. Yeah, they're cute though. Cute. And there's also a summer stitch along. Which is that one. And it's a 3-part one. I think that's quite cute. I might stitch that. Do like the border. So this first part 1 is just the border, and then we've got, and then part 2 will be those blocks there. Okay. Oh, I need an antihistamine. I really do. Dust and hay fever does not mix. Okay. There's the contents. Move that out of the way so I keep putting my elbow on it. And nothing was jumping out onto me this week, to be honest, this month. It's kind of like a sunflowery mandala kind of looking-y thing from the cross stitch with Julian. It doesn't actually say what it is, so yeah. The house is from Lapford. Never heard of the place, but it's a cute little cottage. Oh, it's in Devon. Okay. Apparently that's a typical thing for central Devon. Who knew? Leopard. Little garden sampler cards. Oh, okay. That's the sampler I was talking about, the Coronation one, and I'm stitching those two buns. There we go. Terrible picture. Sorry for that loud bang. Seaside Dreams. Panda bears. An aquarium. Home Sweet Home houses, which are quite cute. The housewarming gift. Then they do them on, there's the Cheryl McKinnon, then they do those on perforated plastic. Plasticator or whatever you call it. Plasticator. It's got the full alphabet and everything. It's quite cute. Birthday cards and tags collection. Doreen Jones written all over them. Could be wrong. Nope, I'm not. So each card has a matching tag. which is cute. Sorry, itchy nose. I like these sachets. They're quite little rustic ones. They're quite cute. Then we've got birth flowers. Whole month, so you could do them, and you could do them singularly, you could do them all as one, you could pick your favourite. If it was a birthday card for somebody. I always thought my birth flower was chrysanthemum. Apparently it's a hellebore. Who knew? Yeah. And then they've got some garden signs. More landmarks. We've got Dunluce Castle, Durdledore, Eden Project and Edinburgh Castle. And then we have the tea break design, which is a cute little bird. And next month, hot air balloons and a scissor case. That scissor case is actually really quite pretty. That would make a nice do for strawberry for my thing. For my tree. I did my bee cabinet yesterday. I just need to put my garlands in it and FFO the spring thing to go in my houses because I still have the winter one in there, as you do. Right, giveaway. So last time I asked, I had 11 comments for this one, and Karen Crow, you won again. So unless you've moved in the last 2 weeks, I'll post that to you. This week we've got, it's a bit dark this one, I can't really see. Owl Love. It's another hands-on design. There we go. So just tell me to say the word owl in your comment. That's the word. Comment and I'll get it out and I'll post that. Anywhere in the world, be over 18. Do not say giveaway. Be a subscriber. Do the doing. Like the like. You know what I mean. So there we're at. I'm hoping next week is actually this week. I think we're rolling into a full week of appointments. So yeah. So I am going to do my, let's see what I can have for dinner. And then I'm going to go stitch because why not? So have a great weekend, friends. I hope the weather's pleasant for you. And I will see you all in a couple of weeks' time. Hang on a second. I have recorded my, one thing I did do when we moved all the furniture out was I actually managed to get into my cupboard because it was the last thing we moved. Like fully open the doors and sit. So rather than hang over the side of the sofa, I have recorded how I arranged my fabric with the hanging system and just how I've stored everything else and organised it. So it's quite a fun little video if, like me, you are on limited space. You don't have a craft room, you have a craft cupboard. We will gloss over the fact that I have boxes under the bed of stuff, but you know, 90% of my, it's probably about, yeah, you know, 90, all the stuff I want regularly is in that cupboard, which is just, which isn't huge. So, it's a 10-minute video and I'll probably have that out next week. So, yeah, I'm off. Have a good week, friends. I will see you in a couple of weeks' time. Take care and happy stitching. Bye-bye.